Hi guys, it's Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Of course I'm back. Okay, I'm back with you guys to make this, okay? I've made something like these before, but this is another take on it. And they're called, what are they called? Vintage Faux Deeds bundle. And for our junk journals. And I was inspired by, who was it? Junk Journal Treasures. I guess, and Ruby and Pearl made them, and Miss Angie. Everybody knows Miss Angie, who makes these most beautiful French-inspired junk journals. And I've made these like faux deed little things before, but this was a little bit different take on them, and so I wanted to do this one with you guys. Okay, and I am going to use some of my printables in here. When we get to them, I'll show them to you, and at the end, I'll show you my full line of Christmas printables. So, and I'm using one of my Christmas printables in here. Okay, so this is the faux deed. Okay, and I even took a piece of suede lace, which I think makes it look really kind of cool and official, by using the suede lace to tie it together. So let me untie it. Okay. There we go. Nails, you guys, my nails. Okay, so untie it. And this is what, before I open the inside of it, this is what the outside looks like. Okay, so this is what the outside looks like. And it's being held with two brads that I have, that I've aged. I need to age some more of these and even age these even a little bit better. But anyway, in fact, I'd like to get some silver brads and age them. You can use Tim Holtz Distress Inks, like a brown or a copper color. I just need to do that and distress those. And I want to distress some safety pins, some brads. So anyway, so I'm using, for the outside of it, I'm using, it goes this way for the picture, but this way for the list of documents. But this is the cover I use, and this is some of my Christmas printables. Okay, and we'll go into my Christmas printables at the end. I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so then you turn it over, and everything is held together with these brads. Oh, here they look a lot more vintagey even. Because I did, like I said, I did use some Tim Holtz Distress Inks, or any Distress Inks will work, to distress those. Anyway, so this is what it looks like. And I did go ahead through and I did some distressing, and I'll show you the different techniques I use to distress these papers. This right here, I just made a video on how to make vellum paper with baby oil. Look at part 1 and part 2, because part 2 I tell you how to dry it better. But anyway, isn't that cool looking? And then this right here, you're going to see, this looks like coffee stains, and I'll show you how I did that too. Okay, and then there's this one. You know what, let me just come in a little bit closer. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think we're probably fine. So then there's this one. Okay, so just go through all of your documents that you have. Anything that looks like documents. Even letters, if you have things that look like you know, love letters or letters from a company. Go through all of those. And then here's, this is from the Sears catalog. It talks about, I guess, how you finance things from the Metropolitan National Bank. But look how official that looks. Oh, and this was done with the baby oil. See how you can see through it? See how you can see the next page through it? And look how vintagey it looks. I love it. And then this here is like an old, like, business looking letter. Okay, and again, I put those coffee stains on here. And okay, now give your your baby oiled paper that you make into like vellum paper, give it a few days before you use it, unless you don't care, because I've had some of the oil now because it probably still needed to dry. I only did this yesterday. It's dry to the touch, but it needs to dry more. Some of that oil has gone into this document, but look how cool that makes this document look. Makes it look even more old. So I don't mind. And even the one that's underneath it has a little bit of oil spots in it, but I don't mind. Look how cool that looks. It's making it look even more old. So if you're into vintage or shabby chic, you're trying to make things look old anyway, so you may be fine with it, and I am fine with it. So but just letting you know. And then this is my printables again. And on my printables, I don't know if I said that or not, for the cover page, I did do the baby oil thing on the baby oil to make it look like vellum. I think I said that already. Okay, so let's get started and let's make another one of these. Okay. Look how cool those look. Doesn't it look fabulous? You know, let's just go ahead. In fact, you know what I want to do? I want to trim some more suede right now, so I can just use this one so I know how much suede to cut off on here. And you can, if you don't have suede, that's fine. You can use twine, you can use a piece of lace, you can take a piece of like fabric or sheet, tear it, and use that. That'll look really cool too. If you have any of that, what is that, sari silk? I need to order some sari silk. I can't even find the one I had. I always lose it for some reason. And it wasn't all the, it was, I didn't have enough of the colors that I liked. So I think I put it in my cart on Etsy and I never bought it. I need to do that. It was a real pretty pink and I would love that. So I need to. All right. So we're just tying this back like this. And if you want to know, like, you know how you need a finger there? Let me show you something. You could put a pencil there. That's what I always do, is put a pencil there. And that's like a finger, so that I can tie the knot or the bow. Here we're just going to do a knot. And then you pull it out just a little bit at a time. And when you pull it, and you use your other hand, when you pull it out, keep moving, moving, moving. It gets tighter, tighter, and then finally move it out. Bam, and then just tighten it. And that acts like that finger there that you need, that you never have an extra hand around. There we go. So let's make one of these. Okay, so I already have all my papers, and I pre-chose my papers, and I stacked them up. Put that somewhere, and I stacked them up. So these are the papers we're using. This one. And this is cool. Look how cool this is. Isn't that so French looking? Look at that. Isn't that so French looking? And this is a marriage certificate. So it's just different documents that I found. This says Paris 1855, some type of document. And we'll be distressing and aging all this up. This is a Sears and Roebuck order slip, which doesn't that look so cool? Love it. And I did the baby oil vellum trick on it. And then this is very French looking, Cartel Pastel, and a bunch of French stuff on there. And then, you know what I kind of think? I want this stacked like that. Yeah. And then this is something else that looks very French. Another French document. And then a letter that looks like it's in French. Beautiful. And then I have this here. This is another one of my printables. Christmas. They're called Pink Shabby Chic Christmas printables. Isn't that pretty? And I did treat this with the baby oil. Okay, so that's gonna be my cover. So put that down here. Okay, so let's start looking at everything to distress it. Okay, first I want to just distress the paper, and I like to use my distressing tool. this is a distressing tool right here. See this? You can, Tim Holtz has made these. This one's a Stampin' Up one. So just look like on eBay or any craft store or on Amazon for a distress tool. Or you can use a knife, like a, you know, steak knife. But it's easier when you have this. You just put the paper in the groove there. So this piece is already distressed pretty well, so we're not going to distress that one. This one's pretty well distressed. If you take your metal or any ruler, but a metal one works really nice. You can get these at Dollar Tree. And rip it along this. It leaves like a little distressed edge on it. So, okay, let's just keep these papers in order. And did I already distress this one? Yeah, this one's distressed too with the, and so is this one. And then these need to be distressed. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this one, and the vellum piece. All this needs to be distressed. Okay, so what I like to do is this. If all the pages are basically the same, which these are, this is all, I printed everything out on printer paper, okay, or yeah, printer paper weight. So it's hard to, when it's cardstock, it's easy to distress the edges, but when it's just paperweight, it's a little bit harder. So what I like to do is put several pieces together and then get a piece of cardstock, because cardstock is easy to distress, right? It just gives you something more solid base to do your distressing when you're doing distressing on printer paper weight. So you just put the paper right in that gadget. And this will just, and you can distress a lot of pages at once. Cool, huh? Okay. If anything rips or tears, perfect. And I do have it all paper clipped together. Okay. And then you might want to turn it over and just go from the back side too, just to make sure that we got enough distressing going on. Move the paper clip down a little bit. Okay. So what you want to look for is, it's called a distressing tool. So you can just Google distress tool, and then a whole bunch of places that carry distress tools will come up. I haven't actually seen distress tools in the craft stores like Michael's or Joann's. I also haven't been looking either, but whenever I've gone, I don't remember seeing any for a long time. They used to always be in the craft stores. But you know how it is, Joann's, Michael's, all them, they're not stocking the craft section like they used to. They shrank the craft section. It's kind of lame, but anyway. It's lame because, you know, it's fine. You can just go order it online, but what if you need something right then, you know, and the craft stores don't have it. It's kind of frustrating. Okay. Let me stop complaining. Okay, so now we have some nice distressed edges. You know what? This one needs to be distressed a little bit more. I'm going to try, you know what? Let's do this. This needs to be distressed a little bit more. Let me put it on here. There we go. I lined it again with the cardstock behind it, just so it just gives it a little substance to do all the distressing. And I was going to do all the distressing before I came on, but you know what? This is a big part of the whole of this whole thing, is making sure that your papers look real nice and old. So, okay. So now this one looks good. See? We got some nice little edges there. And we're going to probably tear some stuff too. We'll tear it in a minute. Let me just look and see. Well, this one needs to be done too. Sometimes stacking them all together doesn't work, but I am going to stack it again on the cardstock. and then we'll distress again. Sometimes doing all the stacks, it goes through all of them, but sometimes it doesn't, so no major. There we go. So now, see, we got nice little torn edges here and there. Perfect. Let's look at our other one. This one can be a little bit more distressed. It got some distressing at the top, but that could be a little bit more distressed. I don't even know how many people know about a distress tool, because I've been in this crafting craziness for and on YouTube for like the last 14 years, and everyone used to distress everything with the distressing tool like 14 years ago when I first started doing it. But I haven't seen a lot of people using the distress tool. I could be wrong. Okay, we got some good distressing here now. See? We'll put that below here. We need a little bit more distressing on this, and this one right here, this is fine. This has some distressing on it, so, but this one right here could use a little more. So I guess I was wrong, you guys. Just do each one individually. Line it up with your cardstock and distress each one individually. Sometimes it works, but it didn't work on this one to do them all together. I hear a lot of noise outside. It better be my husband. Oh, it's not. Huh. I don't know what that noise is. Anyway. Okay. All right, there we go. We got some good distressing going there. And do we have enough distressing on this? Oh, we might as well just add some more distressing to this one too. What the hey? This is the one that we made look like vellum. And see, this one that we made look like vellum with the baby oil, it's not adding any oils or anything to any of the other papers because it's set for probably 3 or 4 days. Oh, it was my husband. Hey, honey, I'm making a video. I thought I heard somebody out there making noise. Usually he makes a lot of noise with the garbage cans. Okay, so now, and this has to go upside down like that, okay? All right, so now I'm just trying to keep all my pages, oh, this goes back here. I'm just trying to keep all my pages in order so we know what's going on. Okay, so now the next thing we need to do is let's do a little bit of the coffee, the little coffee ring on it. And okay, this is what I like to use. See this? This is from, what is this from? You can use anything. You can use, this is a smaller one. You know, like if you have foil or something, that's what comes out of it. Or you can use one that's from foil, from a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll. But I really like this little size here. And then I'm just using some ink. This is Amsterdam ink. Okay, you could try just watering down some acrylic paint, but ink does work really, really good. And I just take a little bit of ink right here on my glass mat. Maybe add a little bit of water to it, just a little bit. And we will just add some coffee stains to everything. I just think the coffee stains just looks really, really cool. When I do mixed media, I add, that's like one of my mark making things, is one of these to make marks. So I thought, let's add it to my junk journal, to the junk journal world. Coffee stains. You know what I want to do? I want to add a big coffee stain on this one. So here's the paper towel roll that I was telling you about. See? I always have these saved up so that I can make my, there we go. Perfect. And it even works on the vellum sheets too. It takes a minute for it to dry on the vellum sheets, but it does work on the vellum sheets. Okay. Stack all this back up. I'll put this back where I have these stored at over here. Just a second. And then you want to get that ink cleaned up pretty quickly because you will get your hand or something else in it. So, oh, there's paper towels. Try to get that cleaned up. Wipe that up as quickly as you can, so you don't have stuff everywhere. Okay, so now we have our papers back here again. So we've distressed them, right? With our distressing tool, or if you don't, use a steak knife. So now we've got those. Now we want to add ink. Okay, we want to ink our pages. This is all about distressing our papers. I'm going to use my inking tool. Oh, you guys, this inking tool here, they have these at, and I never noticed it. I don't know why until they clearanced them, but they still have them. They were just clearancing them. It's right here. They have these inking tools at Hobby Lobby right next to the Tim Holtz stuff. Way cheaper than the Tim Holtz ones are. You can get these for like maybe $4, and then you get like 12 packs of these things here that come off, these little sponge things, for like $3 or $4. So just to let you guys know, because somebody was asking me where do you get these blending tools. Also, this is another great blending tool. It's for makeup. You get it at Dollar Tree. So pick those up when you can. I'm going to show you another tool. Pick this up from Hobby Lobby. This isn't all. We're going to use it today. This was like $3.99. You don't find it in the craft. You find it in the craft section, but not like with the craft supplies. You find it in the leather section. So they'll say it's a leather awl. It's still just an awl. So this is only like $2.99. I picked up 2 of them just in case I ever lose one. Another tool you guys can get. This is at Dollar Tree, and this can be used like the awl. Okay, it's a pokey tool, and see how it looks. This would work too. Okay, $1.25. Okay. So I'm going to use my Distress Archival ink. Whatever dark brown ink you have will be just fine. Okay. You can even use your Distress Oxides. Okay. The reason I like to use the Archival though is because it dries right away. The Distress Oxides, they take a little bit to dry. So when you're inking with Distress inks, it gets all over your hands and everywhere because it has to take a little bit to dry. Anyway, let's just start inking these pages. Oh, you know, again, what makes it easier is if you do, again, still, just like we did before, line this up with your, because this is all paperweight, line this up with your cardstock. And what it does is it just gives it a better edge so you can do that. And if you want to paper clip it, you can, but I'm just holding on to it. Okay. There we go with that. And then we want to age this up just a little bit. Like I said, you can use any ink you want to use, but we're just going to use the same ink, and it's just going to just lightly, just here and there, just brown this paper up, just so it looks a little bit old. Let me show you another good one that I love. I'm not going to use it today, but tea dye. Maybe I will use this so you can see it. Tea dye. This is one of my oxides or distress inks, and tea dye. It's one of my favorites. Let me show you. It gives a really pretty aged look. You know, maybe we'll use this today. I use it a lot. Yeah, we'll use it. We'll go around the edges with the darker brown, and we'll use this for that. Look at that. Isn't that just fabulous? I love it. Okay. Next, let's use our piece of cardstock again. Let's go around and ink these up. Okay. And I'm going to use the little bit of brown with this one. So I have, see, I buy a bunch of these so I can use them with the different colors that I have. So this is like for the darker browns. This is for the lighter browns, like tea dye, a few other ones. I'm just going to brown this up. This has already looked pretty vintagey, but let's just muddy it up a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, so there's that. Let's do this one. Turn it around. Go. All right, and on this one we will use, let's use the tea dye on this one just a little bit. Just to give that look of the page just starting to, it's so old that it's yellowed and discolored. Look how pretty that tea dye is. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I love it. Okay. Oh, this one is cardstock, so I'm not going to have to do it. This is the one piece that I did. I already had printed it on cardstock for some reason, and so I'm using it as cardstock. I'm using it to go in here even though it's cardstock. See how easy cardstock just does it? So much easier. Okay. We need to go with a little bit darker color on this one, I think. Because it has a little bit of a gray hue to it. Yeah, this darker looks good. How fabulous that looks. Next. Alright, since this is such a big one, it's a full page, I'm going to go ahead and put a paper clip on this so that and I do it very haphazardly. Like, I don't do it haphazardly. In fact, you know what? Let's do this right now. Tear off a piece like this. Just so it looks like it has a torn edge on it. Maybe tear up a little bit right there. Anything to make things look more tattered and torn, and you know. Again, let's use this same brown because this has a little bit of a gray hue to it. I'm going around all the edges because there is a white edge on here that I could have cut off, but it's fine because I'm using this brown on it, so it can't even tell that there's a white edge on there. So look how old that looks. Look at the tatters and everything. Perfect. Again, this one's like pretty full page, so let's go around. Oops. Okay, and then let's go around the edges with this, or actually with this. So the grungier that you can make your pages look, the better, because they just look really, really old, like old documents. Like these old documents have been found in some grandmother's attic or in some little small town that's just had these documents sitting around in the attic forever. Okay, and then let's go around all the edges with this. That looks good. Okay. And then this last one, we'll just put a little bit of brown on the edges. This looks pretty old already. Where was my paper clip at? Oh, it's on here. So just brown up the edges a little bit. And on this vellum paper that we made with the baby oil, the ink goes on here. And so does the ink. The ink dries on here, so that's good. I didn't know how everything was going to react with this vellum, this paper with baby oil. I had no idea, but yeah, it reacts good. Okay. Whatever I have left on here. Okay. All right, so now we have all of our papers. Let's stack all of our papers together. Let me just grab them all from over here. And let's put our lids back on our inks so inks don't dry up, because I will pass out. I love all my inks. I cannot have dry ink pads. Okay. So let's get this all stacked up the way we want it. We're almost done. The biggest part is doing all that distressing and that aging. So that's the biggest part of the whole thing. Make sure I have all my pages like this. Yeah, these are all good. So these are going to get stacked here. And make sure that the picture that you like is face out, okay? We'll stack this in here. Then we'll stack the marriage certificate, this little book page, and then this thing. I love this. Isn't this fabulous? So much looks like a little, majorly little French document of some sort. Okay. Okay, so we have all of our documents lined up the way we want them, I think. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a paper clip here. Let's paper clip all this together since we got everything where we want it. And since we need to go where your shortest papers are so everything goes, so we'll do it right in the corners right here. So I'm going to take my awl and go right here in the corner. Okay. And the same thing over here. All right. Then we're going to take our little brads, and if you can make them, like I said, if you can make them distressed looking, that's even better, or buy dark brown ones, or if you have silver, use whatever you got. But if you can distress them with some Tim Holtz, with the alcohol inks, Tim Holtz alcohol inks or whoever's, with like a brown or whatever, you can get them to look a little more distressed. Like these ones look a little bit more distressed. Okay, so you want to turn this over. You actually want the flathead part to be on the outside. Just a second, let me just make sure that I got to go through all of this. Okay. There we go. Then let's do the same thing here, make sure that's all good. There we go. So the flathead part of the brad needs to be facing the cover, and the inside, you open it up like this. I'll show you. So now you can take the paper clip off. See? Look how fabulous that looks. I'm obsessed. Look at that. Isn't this fabulous? Look at that. It's just like a, oh. And it ends with that, okay? Okay, so then we want to fold it up, right? So just kind of, don't completely fold everything up, but just kind of do a little test. So you can see if you like that. And I think I do. Actually, it could be a little bit more like this. Yeah. All right, and then fold it. And then I'm gonna use my bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use the back of a spoon. You know what, people always say that, and so I've always just say that. I've never even used the back of a spoon. But I've heard that it works great, so use the back of a spoon if you don't have that. This is especially good if you have a piece of vellum, because or the vellum that we created, because it makes it a little bit thicker. So you do need to do that. And also I have a piece of cardstock in here. Okay. Okay. And you are folding a lot of papers together, so use the bone folder or the back of a spoon. And that just gets it nice and flat. See? So everything's all together. Look how cool this looks. Isn't that fabulous? Beautiful. And then let's take our piece of suede. This is called suede lace. Our piece of suede lace. Make sure that's what they call it on here. Yep, look at that, suede lace. I didn't pay $9.99. I think I got this for like $5, maybe $3.99, something like that. I got it on clearance at Hobby Lobby when they clearanced it. Whenever I see like suede lace like this on clearance or on sale for a good price, I buy it because it's not cheap. It used to be, but everything used to be cheaper anyway. All right, so okay, let's go around. Why is this piece? Try to bend this back. There we go. All right, so we need to tie this in a knot. And remember what we like to do to get this to stay tight, since we don't have a finger, extra finger around, use a pencil, put that in. That's our finger to hold. And you do the same thing if you want to make a bow or anything. Tie that down to the pencil. And then just little bit by little bit, just take it right to the end. And then with this hand here, just move that pencil out of the way. There we go. And then there we go. Let's move that above her head just so we're not totally interrupting that picture. But look how beautiful that is. Isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love these. These are going to be so wonderful in our junk journals. And you could just take this and paper clip this onto a page. You could just put it inside the junk journal. You could, I like to do this. Let me show you with my junk journal. This is my junk journal I'm working on right now. I like to tie up my junk journal. Look how big this is. It's ridiculous. Tie it up and then put stuff in on the inside of the bow here. So see all this stuff I have inside of here? I can put all that in there. So that's where this will probably go for me. I might do one inside and then one on the outside, and this is all stuffed in. So there we go. So I absolutely love both of these. Yay! So I'm probably gonna make a few more because I just think they're fabulous, and these are great little gifts for your for Happy Mail, for your crafty friends. They're great for your junk journals, of course. So let me quickly show you. I'm gonna pause you guys, and I'm gonna set up, and I'm gonna show you guys my Shabby Chic pink Christmas printables. Be right back. Okay, so like I said, my Etsy shop is My Fairy Treasures. Every 5 printables is $2. Yeah, so let me just go through and show them to you real quick. Okay. And real quick, I'll explain this and then I won't keep explaining it. I put 25 on here because, you know, Christmas is on the 25th. I've used this lady, I don't know her name, she's from another country. I got permission to use her pictures in my, of her dolls. She takes these pictures of her dolls in my printables. And I just think anything that's like, you know, these beautiful, look at them, these beautiful dolls or beautiful stuffed animals, that's so Christmassy to me. And then I have all kind of Christmas gifts on here and stockings. And then I've used a lot of children. Children also are very Christmas, right? When we think of Christmas, we think of children. So, just wanted to let you know so I don't have to keep explaining that. Oh, and where you can get her dolls is in, and where you can find her work. She sells her work, I believe, on Instagram. You can see her work also on Facebook, and she has a YouTube channel. So, it's all listed below. And so is my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is all listed below also. Okay. We'll go through these quickly. Oh, and I did, okay, now these, I did like 5 of them tall for the tall journals. I did 15 of them that are for like horizontally, so you can fold them horizontally like this for signatures, or for the tall journals you can fold them like this. And you can use any of this any way you want. You could put these in a tall journal because that always looks good to have, you know, to have in a tall journal, to have this like this and then have a short page. It all looks good. So, and if you don't junk journal, you can use them anyway. You just use them like craft paper. You can use printables for anything. I think I did 2 or 3 of this one. Oh, I did 3 of this one. Okay. And they're not screaming Christmas. Like, see, there's 2 little Christmas trees right here. And then 2 children. So they're not screaming Christmas. And that's what I wanted. I wanted them to be very vintage, very shabby chic, and not screaming Christmas. This one just has children on it. This one has the 25th, a Christmas present here, and a beautiful little girl. And then a gift for you, a gift for you. It's stamped on there. So, again, Christmas presents, a stocking, a little chocolate advertisement, her beautiful dolls. Okay. And these are all my original collages, and that's how I make my printables. I think there's 2 of this one. Yep. This really can be used for whatever because this has nothing Christmassy on it. I just thought it was a really cool page. Again, these are the verticals. That's a vertical. This is a vertical. For our skinny journals, that's the same one twice. Print it horizontally to just fold into signatures that way. This one I printed up 3 times. Okay. Okay. And then if you notice, I always like to put, people and children of all nationalities in my artwork because I love the idea of bringing people together. So with the children, you know, I put, you know, different nationalities of children in my artwork. I just think that's beautiful to bring these 2 little girls together. I love that. Okay, now, these are all in the Etsy shop right now. These are the tags, and they're not in there yet. They should be in there in the next couple of days, okay? These are just the tags that go with this whole thing. We got 2 tall tags and a bookmark. Cool, huh? Okay, so that's the whole line. And if you like it, check out my Etsy shop. Every 5 pages is $2. My shop is called My Fairy Treasure. There's a clickable link below. Okay, so that's it for today, you guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up Any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram. Join our group. It's called Our Magical Little Place. There's a clickable link below. And show us your work. No matter what you do, show us your work. You don't have to be a junk journaler. If you have an Etsy shop, if you have a YouTube channel, you can leave links. All right, you guys, that's it for this one. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.